video blog for Monday, January 23rd, 2011. I mean, not 2011, 2012, I'm sorry. Let me go get my cup of coffee here for a second. All right. Got it right here. You know, folks, I'll tell you this. This weekend was, this weekend was quite interesting. This past weekend. The reason I say that is because, well, a lot has happened, basically. This past week, my mom, who I share the house with, I live here with, share the rent and all that with, my mom basically started back to college, basically went back to school for another semester. And basically she's taking basically she's taking 2 classes just like she did last semester. The only difference is one is online and one is in person. Basically, physically she's got to be in person for the class. Now, the reason I say this is because, one, I'm happy that she's going back to school so she can get her AAA, if you will. But also, I wanted to let you know in this video blog that, in today's video blog, that if you don't see me much on the computer, I mean, you will. There's no doubt during the day. There's plenty of time. But if you don't like see me during the evening or even during the weekend at times, it's because my mom is going to probably be on there a lot. And I'm saying that, and the reason I say this is because her class that she's taking, her online class, she's basically learning from task to task, assignment to assignment, how to use the computer. And this is kind of, you know, it's kind of new to her. So she's always going to ask me for help, so that's good. But the thing is, basically she has to basically be there, and she has to on what is known as the Blackboard and what is known as the email through the college and all that by using their email. She basically has to do her assignments. She has to, like, you know, this past weekend she had to explain, you know, why she's taking this class, you know, what kind of model is the computer, this and that. So, and honestly, you know, I'm probably going to have to copy down some of the assignment deals and print them out so she doesn't have to keep wasting paper writing them. You know what I'm saying? Well, besides that, the good news is I kind of get Wednesdays to myself. Wednesdays basically just like last semester, because my nephew doesn't get dropped off on Wednesday. His mom is home, his mom's off, so I don't have to watch my nephew, and I'm sorry for the lines that are going down the tape right now. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for the lines going down the tape. It's kind of old, and I'm using it right now. But basically, is off on Wednesdays, so you know she's able to be there for my nephew. And what that means is I have the whole Wednesday to myself. You know, last year I had it to about 10 o'clock at night, essentially. But this year I'm probably only going to have it to about 9:30. 10 o'clock at the latest, but mostly 9:30. But that's okay, because whether I have batteries for my camcorder, for my regular camera, whether I'm using this camcorder, or whether I have a new camcorder, the kind that's like small, it fits in your hand like this, it's going to work out either way. It's going to work out fine, it's going to work out either way. So, the big question though, the big question a lot of people have is, exactly what did I do? What did I do? Did I do more than that during this past week? Well, yes I did. Yes, I did do a lot more than that, and you'll probably see these in upcoming videos. This past week, you know, like I said, my mom went back to school, so basically it was kind of a readjusting, retransition kind of deal. And this past Saturday, we went to Tracy and went with my aunt and my uncle and my cousins, and you know, we all went to San Jose to the Performing Arts Center there, the Performing Arts Center in San Jose and saw the Broadway musical West Side Story. Now I did a review on this, and either you're going to see that review, and either you'll see that review before this or afterwards. It was a great musical, a great time, and it's like I mentioned in my review. The musical isn't as long as the movie. I don't know if it was the exception of the fact it was the matinee we went to, which was 2 o'clock. I don't know what it was, but essentially, the musical was pretty good. I liked it. It had a lot of. You'll hear more when I do my review, when you listen to the review. But it was pretty good. My mom ended up getting a magnet from there. You know how they have the souvenir stands and all that. Well, they wanted T-shirts for like 20, 25 bucks, hoodies for like 50, and it's like, man, you can go online and get them a lot cheaper. But you know, she got a magnet for 10, so that wasn't too bad. You know, and then besides that, we came home. We went out. Well, after that, we went out to eat. We didn't eat in San Jose. We actually went to Dublin on our way home and ate at the Outback Steakhouse. My cousin Daryl, my cousin-in-law, if you will, Daryl, he called ahead of time to Outback Steakhouse, and we had to wait for almost an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It felt like, because apparently you got to call way in advance to get a seat to make sure you get in there. So we had to wait, and we finally got seated. Basically, like I say, about an hour, maybe an hour and a half later. Felt a lot longer than that. And we ate. We had a good meal. They gave us some appetizers, which was pretty cool. And, you know, it was really a fun time had by all. It was really great. The only thing was, according to my aunt and my cousin, who I'm 5 years older, who's 5 years younger than me, the waiter that we had came around at times, but didn't, you know, usually how waiters or waitresses are supposed to come around and say, how are you doing? How was the meal? Can I get you anything else? He didn't really do that much. So, I mean, he did do his job, but he didn't do it the way he should do it. Now, I know some people may say, well, if it's a Saturday, now I know you might say, well, Brian, if it's a Saturday night, of course a restaurant like that is not going to, the waiters and the waitresses are not going to be able to get to you all the time because they got other customers to take care of. And again, I can understand that. I'm totally cool with that. I mean, my second older sister works at a place just like it, and she has to probably deal with has to do the same situation. But the thing is, you know, it kind of got on it did sort of get on our nerves at times, because they, you know, really didn't always ask, you know, how was the meal? You know, usually a waiter or a waitress at least asks, how was the meal? How was everything? You know, but no, that was about basically what it was. You know, they didn't, you know, really ask us, you know, how the meal was or anything, but they did kind of do their jobs in a way. But and again, I can understand. And maybe they were busy and everything, because it was, you know, people were coming in, they were eating, they were watching a replay of the game, of the previous meeting between the Giants and the 49ers and stuff. So I can understand that. I totally get that. But again, you should at least try to see how things are. You know, we basically had to flank down, my aunt at least had to flank down maybe one or two other people that didn't work our table to let them know what was going on. So, but overall, it was a fun time had by all. We all had a good time. My cousin dropped off her sisters, and she dropped me and my mom and her mom and her father-in-law off, and then she and her husband went home. And while we spent some time over at my aunt's, and you know, she had a DVR, basically the. It was a special that came out in November. I think November 6th it came out on NBC during the Sunday afternoon. It was called Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. Basically a fashion show, kind of fashion ice skating show. And we watched it. I mean, I originally saw it when it came out, so, but my mom never saw it. She only saw like endings of it. So, you know, she played that for us, and we watched it and we enjoyed it. Overall, like I said, it was a great time. We had a fun time. It was a great musical. What could have been better is if the Niners would have won the following day, but they didn't. You know, unfortunately, you know, despite being a great game and despite the elements being against both the Giants and the Niners, you know, it wasn't meant to be this year. And so, maybe next year they'll get that opportunity. I mean, there have been a lot of teams that have been in that situation. Green Bay, I know, has been in that situation. The Giants, I know have been in that situation. Patriots have been in that situation. Colts have been in that situation. I mean, heck, the Colts, who usually are a good team every year, usually a contender every year, usually when they get that far, you know, I remember all the other times they were in those AFC Championship games with the Patriots or whoever else was the opponent, and they would lose. And then finally, I think it was like 2006, 2005, they finally won the AFC Championship and then went on to win the Super Bowl. So I can probably see now exactly the Niners in that same situation. It's like they were this close. Now they just got to seal the deal next season. You know, and that's the only thing. It was a great game, but unfortunately it didn't go the way a lot of 49er fans like myself would hope for. So, but overall, good game, game had by all. I mean, it was just tremendous. So, you know, besides that, it was like I said, it was a good day. It was a good week. It was a good week, kind of a transitional week. It was a fun weekend. We really had fun. I mean, really great time. Kind of getting an idea, kind of getting a heads up for July and everything, because a lot of things are going to be happening in the summer. One major thing is going to be happening in the summer. A member of my relatives, a family member, basically one of my cousins, I'm not going to say who, is getting married during the summer. So it's going to be really fun, because we're going to be going out to the coast, basically. I think around Monterey, around that vicinity or something like that. Around Monterey, Half Moon Bay. I can't really think of it right now. But we're going to have fun. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a very unique time, I can tell you that. So, but everybody's going to be there, hopefully. But that helped us get prepared for that, so that way we can plan ahead, save money and all that, and see what we go from there. Overall, like I said, it was a fun time had by all. I mean, I can't really stress how much, fun we had a great time. I mean, I just love spending time with my family and my cousins, so it was a fun, very fun time. I think the next time I'm going to be able to be around my cousins is going to be either at my grandma's birthday, which is going to be around the end and beginning of February, around the end of February, beginning of March, or it might be before that, because my mom has kind of suggested she would like to at least for once in a while visit my cousin's church in Manteca. So we'll see what happens from there. But overall, it was like I said, just had a fun time. Just a great fun time with family. Enjoyed a great musical. You check out my review when it's up, or even if it's up before this. So. That's all I'm going to say. Comment down below if you like, and I'll talk to you all later.